back to Discord and DSA to be specific. So, I don't know if you've noticed, but we'll go down here and we'll jump to the bottom of Discord, and there's absolutely nothing down here. They give us nothing. They said Sunnyside, which I'm sure you all know. The Summoner Showdown, Ferocious Face Off, Pass Holder, Frank Wolf. New Pass Holder doesn't tell us what that is. Then the Hunchback Tower, Sin 6 Part 1 and 2. 2 times Grand Coins. Okay. Triton again, yet again. No Last Run, which I know a lot of people have been thinking was coming for a while, but it's not happening yet. Sally's Potion, and then the Monsters Inc. finally comes back. The reason I'm making this video tonight is because I was going to make a video if they put out the announcement of what's coming up this week, yesterday, but they didn't. And you can say they put it out today at 1:15, and then they put this little fireworks thing, which may or may not mean anything. It might, I don't know. But anyway, obviously we get this road ahead that they talked about a couple weeks ago. And, they put this out on the 23rd of June. And it's now been 2 whole cycles, or 2-week cycles. If you're not familiar with the way this game goes, they generally announce something, and then they'd be like, "Oh, hey, there's other stuff." So they put out this whole thing with Shocks on the 23rd, and if we go back up previously to what was before this, not the 9th, might have been it. But I think if you trend backwards, you'll see that the Snow White and the Dwarves and all that came out on the same 2-week cycle. And so it's been about 4 weeks since we've gotten this road ahead stuff with the increased level cap, all this good stuff. And so now we're in the period of time where we should start looking for the new stuff. Whether it's Alice coming, whether it's Ratatouille, whether it's Edna. Obviously, we have gotten the free login calendar stuff. So we're obviously, I think, on the 20th, which is next Wednesday, we should definitely be looking for what's coming next. I think it's got to be Alice. I think we've got to be getting Alice first. Just because it has been, it's March and now it's July. March is when we get the first of the things, and then we of course got Snow White in April. So if you go, May is 1 month, June is 2 months, July is 3 months. When they tend to come out with legendaries, it's generally every 3 months. Now, whether they're sticking to the same principle as they were before, I don't know. But I just don't know. Because obviously, Alice in Wonderland, I think all of them are going to be mythical. Or at least most of them will be mythical. And probably most of them will also be mythical forest creatures, to give some more validity to the forest. I think Alice could potentially be a summoner's student, but who knows? And then I'm going to be honest with you, I've never seen Ratatouille, so I know that Remy's the mouse and Linguini's the chef, but other than that, I couldn't tell you anything about the mouse. I couldn't tell you anything about the movie. Edna is, I could potentially see her being like in the summoner students. I know that she's a old lady, but she could potentially be the teacher, if you will, almost. But I don't know that for sure, and I don't know when they'll come up with Edna. But just, I think probably we'll see Edna the next time the Incredibles event comes around. Which right now we're having the Toy Story stuff. And then we'll see what happens. I don't know about Linguini and Remy. But I definitely think that the next characters we're going to see are going to be the Alice in Wonderland thing. And, you know, I find it interesting that they're doing the Sensational Six again right here on the 17th, which will be Monday, I believe. No, it's Saturday. No, yeah, it's Saturday that'll happen. No, Sunday. Excuse me, Sunday, and that'll happen when the Sensational Six comes out. And then 4 days after that, could we potentially see a new event in the same Sensational Six vein? Whereas if you remember I don't know how many of you guys were playing, but when the Sensational Six came out, they put Daisy, Donald, and Goofy on nodes, and then they're like, you have to farm them. Daisy was the easiest to get, and you used Daisy to get Donald, and they used Daisy and Donald to get Goofy. And then later on they came back with like a little bit later after you had a chance to farm them up, and then you could get Pluto and Minnie and Mickey, of course. And they could potentially do that here with Alice. But if they don't do that, then they'll either have to move some characters that are on farming nodes in like the Heroes and Villains campaign, and they'll have to move them somewhere else, or they'll just launch these guys in a side campaign like they did with Dwarves. And it could be positive either way. I did an overview of what I predicted with the Winnie the Pooh, and so I think I'm just going to run through this real quick and tell you what I think about each character's kid is going to be like. I think Caterpillar is going to be about control and confusion, and I don't know. White Rabbit he's always going to be late. He's going to be about trying to get speed ups to go faster and faster. I can definitely see Caterpillar being the support. I can see White Rabbit being an offensive, sort of in Tigger-esque vein. The March Hare is going to be about doing just crazy stuff that you're not going to expect. I expect that he could be either support or offensive piece. I think the Cheshire Cat, obviously, I think is going to have maybe a little stealth. I was thinking he could be the tank, but if stealth, we see how well that worked out with Cogsworth, in that it didn't at all. But he will definitely have some disappearing type stuff going on, kind of in the vein as Eeyore with the tail, where he can move his tail around, or whatever happened to Eeyore. I've not played with him, I'm sorry. And then I guess that would mean Mad Hatter would have to be the tank. And I'm okay with that because I love me some Mad Hatter. I love me some Edwin Mad Hatter. And then Alice is going to be the centerpiece. She's going to be, I really believe that she's going to be a mythical. Could obviously be Kingdom. Could be Downtown. So what they did with Snow White, everybody thought she was going to be wild. She ended up being Kingdom. Alice is in the same vein. I think that everybody else here kind of has to be forest. just to help that faction going forward. Alice is the one who's she's obviously going to be the star. She's obviously going to be the centerpiece. We're not going to know what's going to happen with her, just like Snow White. She's not a princess, so don't worry about, oh, great, they're bringing in another princess, because she's not a princess. Because I did the rundown of who is actually a princess in a previous video, and we don't have there two more princesses, like I've mentioned, and they have not talked about them at all, which means they're gonna they're gonna take away once we see the rise of Lightyear, and Lightyear really gets to where he's supposed to be, I think that could be the anti-princess meta once enough people play around with him, because that was the early speculation, but I don't know if he's broken or how he's operating or anything. But yeah, so I think they'll let the Princess Greatness die down for a little bit, and then next year they'll bring in Cindy or Aurora or both, and we'll see what happens after that. And then later they're talking about Secret. They're not, obviously they're talking about Big Red here coming eventually, which I don't know how that works, because not enough people are to Kita yet, and unless they're gonna put Kita in a farming node, which she's a legendary, so that doesn't really make sense. And so I'm really confused, because they have to know where all of the community is in terms of who they've opened or who they haven't opened and all this good stuff. And just for the record, I don't have we're close to getting Kita open on my Buy to Play account, which is the account that I've had since the beginning of the game, and we're still chugging along on getting Zeus, so we don't have either of those characters open yet. And then, of course, but they talk about the secret, so they're not mentioning who they're going to bring in, which we can all speculate about who we think that could be. And then Snow White, they're talking about adding the Evil Queen and the Huntsman. Look for them around Halloween, just saying. So if you're wondering, the timetable on this, I think the Evil Queen and Huntsman have to be around the same time that we got Maleficent last year, which was around Halloween. They'd love to put out a new villain around that time, and so Evil Queen and Huntsman make sense there, which means all of these people have to come out between now and then. It's July. So we could theoretically see Alice next week, and then a month or 6 weeks later get Remy. That would put us into August, and then Edna Mode in September, which would leave us right in time for the Huntsman and the Evil Queen in October, which would be time for another legendary. So they would be making. It doesn't say it, but I kind of get the feeling that Evil Queen would be. And then obviously they said that Encanto is going to be a legendary, and they'll put that out Christmas time, so that all the whales can wail hello, and that's just how they roll. So they basically told you, hey, these are most of the characters you're going to get throughout the end of the year. They're not just characters we're thinking about. They're not thinking about them. They're coming. So we'll have to see. But definitely be looking for something next week. I don't know if this fireworks could be the homage to Twinkle Twinkle Little Bat. how I wonder what you're at. It could be. I don't know. If it does end up turning out that way, I'm totally going to take credit for it. I'm just telling you right now. But I do want to show you something. This is the new account. This is the account that I've been slow playing. Well, not slow playing. I'm playing it pretty aggressively. And this is the account where I'm trying to make as little mistakes as I can. Because I want to be building towards a raid team right away. And so we'll just go through it real quick. I know that it's already been 15 minutes, and I do apologize. Didn't anticipate the front end going so long, but I'll try to get through this real quick. So here we get slowly. We're going, I'm keeping most of these characters at max level. Obviously, I'm at 43. They're at 43. I'm sitting on 3.14 million gold. So sooner or later, it is going to stop being financially feasible for me to level up everybody together. But the characters, the heroes and villains that I'm working on at the same time, I am leveling up every time I level up. And that is these first 10 are the ones that I bring with me. They're the heroes and the villains that I'm going to. We have Sully at 5. He's at 5. He's at 5. And Yzma's very close to being at 5. She's at 4-5 right now. Then we got Merida, of course. Gotta have Queen Merida on there because she's the reason we got Sully's for the Mike event. Did not think that was going to be coming up, but I am going to be able to use him in the Mike event to help me get going towards Mike. We got Yzma here for Maleficent when we get around to her. We got Merida because she's a princess. She's a wild and she's Queen Merida. She's arguably the best tune in DSA, and the best thing about her is right now you can get her for totally free. No, she's not behind any walls or anything. Buzz I was going to kick to the curb before they put in Interstellar, and now that they put in Interstellar, I'm sticking with Buzz because you need him for what do you call it? Ascension also. I'm sorry, Ascension 2.0. The second part of Ascension. And the Sorcerer Mickey Kingdom, he's also part of the triumvirate of tunes that you need for Maleficent, so that's why Mickey's here. Damona's Tack, you need her for the Gargoyles Tower. Obviously, she's Downtown Villain. You need her for the Gargoyles for the in the Club Expedition. That's why she's here. Chunk, arguably the best tank for villains in the game. He's integral on several viable raid teams. That's why he's here. Gaston, another villain tank. Need him for Maleficent. That's it alone. Needed an Oceanic. Captain Hook was the first one they gave us. He's a farm. You need him for the Peter Pan event. Captain Hook. And then Hero Val Tech, need him for Big Hero 6. Obviously need him for Gizmo Duck, which means you need him for Eve and Wally. That's why he's here. Also, he's very necessary for some really good raid teams. So we're bringing him up. Then we got Mr. Smee, Ariel, Ian, Miguel, Al and Jasmine, obviously Woody, who we just got from the Toy Store thing, Cora, Rafiki, who we just got from the Lion King thing, Wendy, who we get organically through conquests just like Mr. Smee, Monty, they give you Elastigirl we'll have to work on at some point. Got some Tiana tokens from the Tiana thing. Did not get enough to get Lily. Then we also got Genie here started to work on. Got Tink here started to work on at some point. Emperor Zerg here. Calhoun. Eve. Maurice. So we've got some tunes that we're going to be heading towards. And so Just give you an overview of who's in the favorites. It's obviously everybody that I'm working on. And then some ancillary tunes that we need to bring up stat, just so we can get up. And the way I'm going to be processing this, just so you can know my train of thought, we're obviously doing these, pretty much these base 10, these first 10 tunes. You know, I got done with Sully, then I moved on to Yzma. Once I get done with Yzma, then we'll start on whoever else. And you know, when they get up to 85, once they're all up to 85, which is 5-5, then we start on these 6, to get them all the way to, you know, once we get them to 65, then we move them all up and we start going to 85, and then once we get all of them up to 85, then we'll finish them up to 100. Once they're up to 100 with such amount, and then we'll switch in and see who we want to do after that. But I think these tunes give us a lot of flexibility. There is some case where I might switch to whoever else if they just make them a little bit better. But until then, that's where we're going. If you got any questions about what I've said, if you got any questions about this account, who you think maybe there's somebody else I should be farming that's better than the guys that I have, or even the rest of the people in the favorites, let me know. We'll take a look. I'm not above rethinking some things if you think they're better. And that's what it is. Anyway, guys, I don't know if they're going to bring else out next week. I would love it if they did. If they do, you know, mad props. Anyway, guys, that's all I got for now. Until next time, I'll see you later. Have a good day. Bye.